So The Studio is a brand new TV show coming to Apple TV Plus, with the first 2 episodes being released this Wednesday and then the following episodes being released in the coming weeks. And The Studio chronicles the crazy journey of a studio executive named Matt Remick, who in the show is portrayed by Seth Rogen, who has just been promoted to the head of studio of a studio called Continental. And Matt Remick's dream job is to make films that are not only critically acclaimed, but they're also box office hits. But he finds that doing this is a bit harder to do than he realized in an industry that is not only rapidly changing on a social level, but also on an economical level as well. Before I continue on with today's video, I just wanted to say welcome to my channel, everybody. For those of you who are coming by my channel for the very first time, be sure to hit the subscribe button to not miss a feature video. It's a feature review, a reaction, a top 5, a top 10, or whatever I have coming your way. And join me on my journey to 10K subscribers and beyond, because believe me when I say this, guys, you are not going to want to miss the cool stuff I have coming your way. And for those of you who are coming back to my channel, by the way, welcome back, everybody. You have no idea how happy I am to see your faces once again. And let's also start our conversation below as well. What are you guys looking forward to the most? Are you looking forward to the show at all? What are your hopes about the show? What are your fears about the studio? Let me know below. This will be a spoiler-free review of the entire first season of the studio. And by the way, yes, I just want you guys to know as well, I was given access to the entire first season of the studio, which by the way, I just wanted to give a quick thank you to Apple TV Plus for giving me access to the entire first season, because you guys have no idea how excited I have been for the show and excited I am to be talking about the show. Alrighty guys, so let's get into The Studio.
You're goddamn right.
This is a show that, to say the least, guys, I have been very, and I mean very excited about. And in all honesty, this show was one of my most anticipated shows of 2025. 2025 has a hell of a lineup for shows. I mean, Daredevil Born Again, The Last of Us Season 2, not to mention as well, Devil May Cry coming to Netflix, Andor Season 2, I mean, and Severance, which by the way, I need to start watching Severance because I have been hearing the greatest things about Severance, but that's besides the point. We're talking about this show. I'm a massive Seth Rogen fan. Seth Rogen, to me, is one of the best talents working today, and every time that he and Evan Goldberg make something, whether it's writing or even directing together, it is always something that I consider to be an event. And just the concept of the show really just got its hook in me right when I heard the concept of the show. Especially, guys, once I saw that trailer, you can clearly tell that the show is not only mocking and satirizing Hollywood, but it's also in a way a love letter to an industry that it's wanting to, even though it's making some very questionable decisions, but at the same time, it's an industry that still wants us to go to the movies in that dark room, and it wants us to make us escape, really, our reality. Within, no joke, guys, within 2 days, I binged the show, and I'm so happy to say that, I mean, you can clearly tell what I'm about to say because of what I just said. Guys, I fucking loved The Studio. The Studio was such an exciting watch. It was an enthralling watch. It was an exhilarating watch. And by the time it ended, I am praying that the show gets greenlit for another season or multiple seasons, because, man, I seriously cannot stop praising the show. Like, it is just that good, guys. Everybody is freaking fantastic, guys. Whether it comes down to Seth Rogen, Ike Barinholtz, Catherine O'Hara, oh my god, I loved Catherine O'Hara so much. Catherine Hahn, I thought was great, and there are 3 other performances that I'm forgetting about, which I'm going to bring them up right now because I'm feeling really bad that I'm not remembering everybody's names. I want to apologize in advance if I butcher these names, because I know I will, but I want to mention these guys because everybody is fantastic in the show. Taste Sweet Wonders as Quinn, I absolutely loved her. Kayla Mejia as Petra, loved her as well. Dwayne Perkins, loved him as well. Everybody in the show is fantastic. And here's the thing, guys, who I just mentioned doesn't even scratch the surface, because, man, there are people that show up in the show that I literally went, holy shit, they're in this show? There are so many appearances in this show that my jaw dropped. And in particular, guys, there is an episode that I cannot believe this person made a cameo, and I was laughing so hard at this appearance. Holy freaking crap. Seth Rogen is fan-freaking-tastic in the show as a studio head that is really doing everything that he can to constantly adapt to a constantly changing industry, because he wants to make these films not only critically acclaimed, but also box office hits, but he's finding it harder and harder to do so with an industry that's changing by the second. And my God, what Seth Rogen does in the show is not only so good, but is also fucking hilarious, guys. One of my favorite episodes with Seth Rogen's character, of course, without giving anything away, is episode 4, and what he does in the show, I thought, especially in this episode, I thought was just freaking brilliant, to say the least. I absolutely love Seth Rogen. Ike Barinholtz is so good in the show, as well as Seth Rogen's best friend. Ike Barinholtz and Seth Rogen have terrific chemistry together, and there are sequences where their banter had me laughing hysterically, especially in a sequence which, once again, no spoilers, that deals with a filmmaker, and holy crap, this bit had me laughing hysterically. One person in particular that I gotta talk about is Catherine O'Hara, who is an absolute legend, and she has scenes in the show that had me rolling. I was laughing so hard. Catherine O'Hara is a freaking legend, and her character in the show and where her character goes and the jokes that she has. Holy crap, I couldn't get enough of Catherine O'Hara. And by the way, if there is a season 2, please bring everyone back. Catherine O'Hara is just so freaking good on the show, and there are so many bits where she had me on the edge of my seat, but she had me laughing hysterically. I could not get enough of her. Something else in particular that I absolutely loved about the show throughout was the writing and the directing. The directing, oh my God, I cannot stop gushing about how well the show is directed throughout, but how well written the show is throughout. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg direct the hell out of the show. And here's the thing, guys. Something in particular that I love about their directing is one of the things that I have been praised with the show nonstop because of one particular reason. There are some things that Hollywood has been doing that have been very questionable, and there have been some decisions that I think that I can speak for a lot of people when I say that some people out there, that a lot of film fans, are not particularly happy with Hollywood is doing. And something in particular that Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg do in the show that I absolutely love is that they have been calling out, joking, and they have been satirizing what Hollywood has been doing and what film fans have not been happy about. Hollywood and studios making decisions, whether it's been following a certain formula, remaking certain things, making decisions that film fans have essentially going like, what the hell are you guys doing? Especially in, oh my God, one of my favorite episodes of the show. I won't give it away. I think it's one of the later episodes that deal with, I'm just gonna say is this. There is a particular episode that deals with casting. This episode, I was eating up this episode, and I was laughing hysterically, seeing what this episode keeps going, and the momentum of this episode in particular, this episode, I could not get enough of. And that brings me to something else that I absolutely loved about this show, and that is how each episode feels in terms of how it's designed, and especially in terms of its writing. Each episode has this momentum of how crazy things can get, not just in terms of how studio life gets, but how set life gets. Because here's the thing, guys. If you have ever been to a film set, whether it's a student film, a short film set, or just a feature film set, you all know how crazy things can get in terms of how getting a shot is, of how writing a script can be, getting a director on time, getting a writer on time, or the controversies of making a film depending on what that film is, and how each episode feels like a powder cake that is waiting just to explode and go off with how crazy things get, and how the momentum just keeps propelling forward and forward and forward. And here's the thing, guys. The pacing of each episode is so well done, and once again, going back to momentum, each decision that's made in each episode just keeps going and going and going to a huge reveal that with that powder cake and how it explodes. Holy crap, guys. Episode 2 is an episode that I was laughing at Sword because here's the thing, guys. This particular episode deals with the director and wanting to get a very complicated shot and how things don't quite go in this director's way and how things keep fucking up. I was laughing so hard the part was just going like this. Oh my god, things just can't get any worse, can they? Absolutely freaking brilliant, and I couldn't get enough of each episode. Seriously, guys, I was so locked in that I did not want a single episode, which brings me to this, guys. Each episode is great. There is not a single bad episode of the show. From the moment that the show starts to once you get to that finale episode, this is a show that'll leave you so hungry and wanting even more. Like, guys, no joke. This is a show that'll leave you wanting so many more seasons, because how the show ends, I'm telling you guys right now, the potential for what the show could become, and I'm not going to guys right now. If the studio only ends up being one season, and you know what? They came out swinging and they hit a massive home run. But if they continue on, then I can't wait to see where the show goes, because at least in my personal opinion, how the show ends opens the door for so many things that could happen and potential further seasons. But once again, if the show only ends up being one season, then my god, they had one hell of a show here. This show is fucking hilarious. There is a particular episode, guys, where it had a joke and it had a moment. I was laughing so hard that I was in tears from laughing so hard, like just thinking about this moment. It was something that I didn't think they'd do, and what they do, holy crap. This is a show that at the center of it all is a show that, while it does poke fun at the main things that Hollywood has been doing for the last couple of years that many film fans are questioning and most definitely are angry about, at the same time, the show is also a beautiful and a wonderful love letter to the industry that, while it has been making some very questionable decisions, at the same time, it is still a film industry that keeps popping out, hopefully, of films that we love and we consider an escape from reality, and films that we know and hopefully love that will live forever. And I absolutely love that about the show. Cannot stop praising this show. It is so fucking good.
Oh, no.
The only thing that I can say about the show, and it's not really a criticism, it's just something that I wanted more of. I wanted the episodes to be at least 20 minutes longer, and I wanted that finale to be so much longer. This is a show that'll leave you wanting so much more and hungry for round 2. I want more. So, not really a criticism, but it's just something that I wanted more of, because the show is just that fucking good.
What's it gonna be, Doc?
So overall, I know that there's still plenty of TV released this year, but I gotta tell you all, I love the studio, and I am certain that the show will be my top 5 shows of 2025. Not only is the studio a hilarious satire on the film industry, but it is also a wonderful love letter to the film industry as well. Easily, without a doubt, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's best work yet. All in all, I'm gonna give the studio a 5 out of 5. I fucking love the show. I cannot wait for you guys to experience the first 2 episodes coming on Apple TV Plus this Wednesday, but I'm telling you right now, I can't wait for you guys to experience the rest of the show. Is holy freaking crap, it is so good. I hope you enjoyed my review of the studio. If so, please hit the like button, or if you dislike this review, hit the dislike button. If you guys want to see my previous 2 videos, please click right there or right there. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.